Okay, we are live. It's Tuesday Talks, and it's time to get started. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for all of you that come in regularly and hang out with me every Tuesday afternoon. We do this 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we have a great time. I do, at least. I don't know if you guys do. I don't know if you actually enjoy this, but some of you keep coming back, so I'm going to take it that maybe you do, or you're getting some kind of value from this. So always like to start off by kind of hearing where you're watching from. So if you are in the Portland area, if you're in Boise, doing some deals right now in Pensacola, Florida, if you guys are in the market that I'm in, or maybe you're in a totally different market, like, why in the world would you do business in those areas whenever you could be doing business where I'm at? Either way, I'd love to hear from you. So let me know where you're watching from. And let me know, just so you know, right up front, we have no problem at all whatsoever with you guys asking questions. So feel free to drop your questions in the comment in the chat, and I will be going through and answering those questions live. Now, I'll qualify some of those things. I prefer to answer questions about real estate. I can't answer all of life's questions, but I'll make it. I'll either make an attempt or I'll tell you, sorry, I can't speak to that. But either way, I'd love to hear what you guys are up to and what you're working on right now. Let me just make sure my Instagram is live. Okay, hey, I see Sherry, and I see, hey, there's Anthony Golden. Anthony Golden just had a birthday. You guys all wish Anthony a happy birthday. Local Portland area real estate celebrity. I see billionaire, let's say billionaire Tage. Man, billionaire. We got billionaires watching Tuesday Talks. This is awesome. So love it, love it, love it. Okay, Andy's on. He says he can hear us, can see us. Cool. Very cool, guys. So again, make sure you drop your comments in the chat. I'd love to answer some questions. If you have some questions, I am in the process of working on some really, really big things. And I know that, we hear that all the time, and, really big things can be a totally subjective term, right? So in other words, if you've never done a deal before, just finding out how to find deals can be a really, really big deal, right? So, where are these deals that everybody's always talking about? How do you get leads? And I always like to tell people a lead is not a deal, right? It takes a lead to make a deal, right? So in other words, you have to have leads in order to get deals. That's just super, super fundamental. But sometimes people are like, hey, I found this deal. And it's like, well, that's not really a deal. It's a lead. And by the way, it's not that great of a lead either. So, it's funny because when you tell people you're doing real estate, how many of you guys drop a one in the chat if you ever had, somebody, family member or friends or somebody you work with, coworker, and they're like, "Hey, aren't you doing real estate stuff or something like that?" And you're like, "Yeah, yeah." And they're like, "Yeah, I saw a house in my neighborhood that they just put it up for sale." And they're just like, looking at you like, "How about that?" It's like, well, particularly in the business of primarily, and I don't mean this entirely, but primarily we like to, I say we, okay, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I say I'm talking about real estate investors, typically like to work with off market type of stuff. So if it's on market, that means that, if it's got the for sale by owner, the Keller Williams sign in the yard. Yes, I did say FSBO, for sale by owner, in my opinion, is still considered on market, right? Because there's so many different platforms now that you can do for sale by owner, and it gets it all over the internet, all over the world. Not quite as well as an MLS listing with a realtor, but still, it's an on market deal. So I look at that kind of stuff as, I don't want to say second rate, but it kind of is how I qualify it. So for instance, I'll tell you an example. Yesterday, I walked through a house, and this was a hoarder home. So you could tell it had been lived in for many, many years with a lady who collected. And it was bad, right? Some of the hoarder homes that I've been in have been like, okay, they pack a lot of stuff, but they're neat, they're organized, they're structured. This was really, really, really bad. The lady had been moved out. She'd been moving to assisted living place, and I'm walking through this property. First of all, I'm like shocked. I can't believe somebody was living like this, especially an older person. It's really sad. But the other thing is, I was going through this house. Um, and the smell, right? And it's not just, by the way, if how do you know if you're really, really a true real estate investor? Like, how do you know? I'm going to ask Anthony Golden, the golden birthday boy. Anthony, let me know in the chat, what do you think is the qualification of a real estate investor? You guys have any guesses? I want to see your guesses in the comments. Drop a comment in there. Okay, let's see here. We got some people jumping in. I don't know where everybody's watching from. We've got some different platforms we're streaming on these days. So I see people from different places. I'm not sure where everybody's at, where you're coming from. But in any way, I think the way that you qualify yourself as a real estate investor, and Andy says you see past the clutter. That's really good, actually. That's actually a good point, Andy. The way that I say you can qualify whether you're a true or a real estate investor. I would say if you can distinguish between the smell of cat pee and rat pee. Okay, so can you tell the difference between cat pee and rat pee? The smell, the odor. Isn't that disgusting? Ugh. Right? So, no, it was pretty bad. So I'm walking through this property. It's pretty bad. I'm smelling like that. There's cat pee and there's rat pee in here. And so it's pretty bad. You say, well, why are you telling us a story about this nasty, disgusting rat pee, cat pee house? Because that was a truly off-market property. Listen, nobody except for the neighbors that were directly next to this house and the family, nobody else knew that property was going to be up for sale. Okay. On the outward, by the way, the outward appearance, this house looked fairly, it's dated, but didn't look like as bad as it was on the inside. And so when we talk about leads, when we talk about deals, the best leads, in my opinion, the best leads in the market are the ones that are off market, like entirely, truly off market, and nobody else knows about them. And you get an opportunity to go in and make an offer on that property. Now, this particular property I was just referring to yesterday, I'm going to put an offer in of about $500,000 cash. Okay, so I'm putting it out there. I'm telling you guys how this is going to break down. So get this: I'm going to put out an offer of $500,000 cash. Okay, I wonder if I've got a marker I can kind of draw this out for you guys. You know what? I might be able to. I might be able to actually put in a little whiteboard here. Let's see here. I tried doing something clever last week, and I completely goofed it up. So I know I'm not going to touch any of the buttons on here right now, but let me just break down the numbers. You guys write this down if you want to, but my cash offer will be about $500,000. Okay. Now I know that I'm going to have to pay interest to a hard money lender because this is a property, by the way, that I want to flip. Okay. So there's different ways to make money in real estate. You can wholesale, you can flip, you can buy and hold, you can do the BRRRR method, you can do creative financing. This one here, I just need to get the seller situation settled. Okay. Try saying that fast 3 times. Seller situation settled. Seller situation settled. Seller situation settled. Wanted to get that settled because it is kind of a crisis situation with this particular person. The daughter lives out of state. And she's like, I just got to get mom taken care of. So what we want to do is we want to get the seller situation settled by just giving them cash and just letting them hey, here's the money, done quickly, boom. Okay. The best and the fastest way to do something like that is with a hard money lender or private money. And in this particular case, it's going to be about a $500,000 purchase price on the option to purchase. And then at very easily another $250,000 in repairs. So do the math on that real quickly. Somebody type it in the chat. I just want to make sure you guys are listening because I don't see anybody commenting right now. How much is 500,000 plus 250,000? I'm going to ask billionaire Tage. He's a billionaire, so he knows how those numbers work, or at least he's working on being a billionaire. Guys, drop it in the chat. Let me know what's 250,000 in repairs plus $500,000 in purchase. What is that grand total? Somebody drop it in the comments. Let me see some interaction here, guys. Just want to make sure you guys that are still with me. I'm waiting on somebody to drop it in. It's not that hard of math. I just want to see if you guys are still awake out there. Maybe I put you to sleep already. It usually takes toward the end of the broadcast before you start falling asleep, but Well, everybody must be driving today, or you really are asleep. So I'm just going to do the math for you. It's okay, cool. Andy came in just in the nick of time. $750,000. That's correct. Thank you, Andy. Andy with Renovate Guys. If you guys are looking for a good handyman, changes out bathroom tubs and does shower installs, all kinds of cool stuff. So $750,000 is what I'm going to have into it, and I haven't made a profit yet, right? Kevin's driving. Okay, cool. So if I'm into it for 750,000, I also know that I'm going to have to pay 10% interest minimum on that borrowed money, just flat interest. So I got to go another 75,000 on top of that 750, right? Because that's what I'm going to be paying in interest. So if we start doing some math on that, now we're looking at 750 plus another 75. What does that number come out to? I'll make it easy for you guys. It's 825,000 that I'm going to be into this deal in borrowed money, right? Money that's borrowed and then the interest paid on that. Okay, so we're $825,000 into this deal. Why in the world would anybody buy a property and put $825,000 into it total owed? Because in the market that this property is in, and in the location, it has 2.5 acres. It's prime area location as far as the area that I'm in. By the way, if you guys don't know it, I'm in the Boise, Idaho area, but I'm going to be coming to Portland tomorrow for the PDX REI Group meetup. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys for the PDX REI Group meetup. That's Thursday night. If you're in the Portland area, anywhere in the Portland area, Eugene, Springfield, Salem, Vancouver, shoot, we'll take you even if you're from farther up north on I-5. You can come to our meetup, even if you're from like Battleground or Chehalis, if you wanted to. But the point is, everybody's welcome. PDX REI Group. Check it out on Facebook. PDX, like Portland, PDX REI Group. And on Facebook, you'll find all the details for our event. Look under the featured comments or events up top. You'll see it. But in this particular area, this particular house, $850,000 or $825,000. And then remember, I'm going to have to turn around and sell it on the back end because that's usually the intention on a flip, right? You buy something, you're intending to sell it. And so on the back end, if we do the math on this real quickly, we got 825,000. Somebody get your little calculator out and give me some numbers. What is 825,000 times 6%? Now I could probably get 5% because I have an agent that'll work with me, but let's just figure if we're going to have to pay 6% total in real estate fees on the back end, right? Let's see here. We're going to keep trying Facebook. Okay. Facebook's giving me trouble every time we stream these days. Every single time I get a message, we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. You guys, if you're watching from Facebook, can you let me know? Are you seeing it? Is it anybody watching from Facebook? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if it's not working from Facebook. So I'm just going to leave that alone. Let me just see here if it actually has it. Is it working? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Okay, well, back to our show. Back to our regularly scheduled broadcast, 825,000. I'll just do the math real quick. That times 6%. That's another $49,500. So we're going to wrap it up 50. We're going to say it's going to be $875,000 plus closing cost, right? So another, for sure, another 8,000. So we're at 825 plus. Let's see, 825 plus another 50. That's 875 plus another 8. Let's just call it 10 just for fun. We're at $885,000 to do this deal that I'm talking about. Okay, the one I looked at. Now, here's the thing about this particular property. Because of the location, right? Number one rule in real estate: location, location, location. Second rule is see rule number one, right? So because of the location of this property and where it's at, this property, I've done the comps backwards and forwards. If they accept my offer of $500,000, remember I'm going to have another $485,000 in expenses on top of that. So, hey Tyrone, I see you. Cool. All right, cool, man. Good to see you here. Make sure you smash that like button, right? Anyway, if I sell this thing at if I have $885,000 into it total, then I think, of course, we're going to be putting in quartz countertops. We're updating all the stuff, customizing, everything in the house. It's a beautiful location, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, actually 3-bath. We'll be doing some things to add some additional bedrooms, see if we can get a 4th bedroom in there. It has a barn, it has outbuildings. But here's the deal. I believe that that property will sell for somewhere in the market of $1.3 to $1.4 million. So if we're at $1.3 million on the sale price, and that's even in today's market, yes. And I say today's market because it's pretty flat out there right now. But with holding costs and with my expenses for renovation, a huge budget, $250,000 for renovation, for everything involved. If we sell it at 1.3, we should make, after paying the real estate commissions and everything, we should make clear profit somewhere between $350,000 to $400,000 in profit. Okay. Now that's a big, huge margin. Okay. Now, why am I even talking about this deal? Because I'm showing you guys a real life example of the kind of opportunities that are out there. If, this is the big caveat, if you learn how to find deals that are not on market. Okay. This lead came to me by somebody who I have created a relationship with. And that relationship has brought me not only this lead that I just told you about, but that same relationship has brought me, and this is a relationship that I've just cultivated in the last 6 months. Okay, guys, and I just want to be clear. This isn't something that goes way back when. This is a relationship that is fresh, it's recent, it's fairly new. And we've got people, this particular person is sending me referrals because of the line of work that she's in. She's sending me referrals. And this one referral, if it goes through, and of course that's a big if, but listen, you never know if they're going to say yes if you don't at least give them an opportunity to say no, right? Somebody write that down. That's a quotable quote. You'll never know if they would have said yes if you never gave them the opportunity to say no. And the reason I point that out is because some of you are so busy, like, looking and, scratching around and looking up stuff on Zillow, and you're finding, you're calling agents and agent outreach and all this stuff. Listen, I personally like the best leads that I have are the leads that come from off market. And those leads typically come from either me marketing directly out there to people so that they will, like cold calling, right, is one form of off market. Let's see, another one is obviously texting campaign, but these are properties that are not for sale, right? You could go through some lists. You could set up your own inbound intent traffic leads, they call it, where the people are coming to you, to your website with the intent of wanting to get an offer. That's usually going to be Google pay-per-click, Facebook ads. Yes, these actually do work. They are expensive, but they do work, okay? Or SEO, search engine optimized. You have a website that's out there. It's set up. It's people come to it. They find it somehow, and they submit a request for an offer. All that stuff is awesome, and it works, but it is expensive. Okay, so don't be fooled. It's not cheap to run online ads. Okay, and so I personally prefer leads that come to me through relationship. It's a relationship-based type of a thing, and people come to me. They want me to either buy their property or buy a friend's property. And so by being in that space, by networking, by getting to know people, and some of you know what I'm talking about in this particular space. Some of you are, you're just kind of like, okay, what do I got to do? The one thing you could do if you're just getting started is start getting to know people, start talking to people, start having conversations with people that are in the space that you want to be in. And one of the best ways to do that is, of course, this is a little plug right here, shameless plug for our upcoming PDX REI group meetup. I already mentioned it, but I want to say it again. Thursday night in the Beaverton, Hillsboro area. If you are local to the Portland area market, I want to see you there. We're going to be talking about real estate. We're going to be talking about lead generation. We're going to be talking about closing out the end of the year strong. We're going to be talking about gratitude. We're going to be talking about deals. We're going to be answering questions. I want you guys to come out to this because this is a great opportunity to start building your network, start cultivating your own relationships, start finding people that you can work with. I know Tyrone's going to be there. I know Andy's going to be there. I don't think Kevin's going to come because he's in Idaho, but he could. He's welcome. And so I want you guys to try to come out to that. Please, please, please let me know if you can come out. Make sure that you register, get the RSVP button, and get out there and come out, because I think that you'll be surprised at how much not only you'll learn, but how much you'll probably enjoy doing it and being a part of what's going on out there. So PDX REI Group, and look that up on Facebook. You guys can find the information there. So off-market deals, hands down, in my opinion, the best deals out there. Now, some of you guys have systems in place where you're really, really good at reaching out to the right kind of properties that are listed. They're on Zillow. Some of you guys go after the FSBO. That's awesome, for sale by owner. I'm not knocking everything else. I'm just saying, in my experience, been doing this for 10 years now, the best leads I've ever had are the ones that are off market. And among the off market leads, the best ones among those are the ones that come to me without me having to pay any money to get those leads. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but I have established a system and it works really, really well. And the one that I just talked about, this hoarder house that needs to be sold to pay for mom's living, and it's going to be a deep discount because of the condition, because of the urgency. It has the potential to be a very, very good lead. Now, we're talking about potential. I get it, right? Potential is only as good as the feeling that it gives you to thinking about what might be, right? There's a lot of work that has to go into this, but I don't mind at all, like holding on to a property for 6 months, selling it in the spring, paying the holding costs for 6 months, keeping crews busy, putting some of my family, it's a family owned and operated business, putting my family to work, putting my son to work, keeping him busy all throughout the winter, paying myself to manage it, and then turning around and making, potentially a $350,000 to $400,000 profit. Not bad, right, for a day's work or a 6 months work. It's a good possibility. And why in the world would we not try it? And that's one of the things I want to tell you guys. Some of you are still sitting on the sidelines because you're just afraid of failure. You're afraid to fail, and you need to get around other people that are doing the things you want to do. You need to get around some other people that have some experience, that have the right mindset. And that's why, again, I think you guys should belong to these Facebook groups. You should be asking questions. You should be contributing. You should be telling people what you're up against. You should be asking people where they're finding their leads, asking people how I can help you. Like, hey, can I help somebody? And you should definitely be coming out to the in-person meetups. So that's the kind of been a thing on my mind this morning. Kevin here, he's got a little emoji. I don't know if it looks like a little peace emoji or sub 2 emoji. Good to see Kevin. By the way, if you guys don't know Kevin Smith out there in Eastern Idaho, you need to get a hold of him. Okay, I see somebody says, please help me. It looks like $8 a day. I don't know if that's somebody that's got like services for maybe like an executive assistant or something like that. But if you want to reach out to Dushayante Dav 12, then please do. Sherry Moore, good to see you on here. Preppy Girl, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Guys, if you have questions, please post them, because I'm going to bounce out of here. I got to get to an appointment. Kevin actually got me scheduled to meet with somebody on another property that we're looking at here in the Boise area, a burned out house that has potential for development. We're going to go see what we can do over there and meet a contractor developer here in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna have to leave a little bit early. But what else? What kind of questions do you guys have? What are you working on? Like, what's the thing that's really like just driving you crazy? If you could figure it out, you feel like you would really, really make some momentum in your business and your real estate space, maybe in life in general. Like, what is the thing? You ever think about that? Like, what is the thing? Like, what is the thing that's just really got me stuck, right? I don't know if you guys are in a place where you're really thriving, or if you're just surviving and you feel like you're just kind of like in this grind that you're stuck in and you can't get out of it. What's going on? Like, let's talk about it. Post it in there. Let us know, because I'd love to be able to work through this with you guys. I love doing this in person with you guys at the meetups. If you can, come out Thursday night. But hey, we got this time right now. What do you got? I'm gonna look here and see if I got any text message questions. Hey, John, I'm not going to make it to the property. Okay. Yep, no problem. I see that, Kevin. What else? John and Oliver, meet tomorrow, the box van. Okay, cool. So I got a guy in Hillsboro lined up. I'm going to meet him tomorrow for having a vehicle that we can work on together. Guys, if you don't have any other questions, I am short on time today, so I'm going to jump off of here. But I want to just, I guess, maybe make one more shameless plug for the PDX REI Group meetup. Now that's in Portland, so unfortunately we're not doing monthly meetups in Boise yet, but it's coming very, very soon. In fact, I'm working on finding a space, working on just the whole, network, the team, putting all that together. I'm just checking right now. I've got 73 people who've responded to the PDX REI Group meetup. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this link and then share it with you all here. So I'm going to drop this in the chat. If you guys know somebody in the Portland area that's interested in real estate, copy and paste, share that thing out there to the world, and we'll get people coming out to the PDX REI Group meetup. That's going to be Thursday night, 6 o'clock. Looks like we're going to have a really good turnout. We're going to talk about just gratitude, talk about real estate, talk about whether you're brand new to this, you've never done a deal at all, or whether you're experienced, you're a veteran. No matter what, you're going to come. We're going to get you fired up. We're going to get you back on track, get you out there, and it's going to be really cool. So, let's see here. Andy says there may be something special coming at PDX REI Group meetup, especially for those that bring the most newcomers. Well. What does Mr. Andy Bauman have up his sleeve? This is very interesting. Now you got me curious, Andy. All right. Well, I know one thing. I'm going to be there. So if I was thinking twice about it, now I'm not. Like, I'm definitely going to be there, Andy. So Andy says it may be something special for PDX coming out, especially for those that bring the most newcomers. Cool. All right. Okay. Sherry says, thanks, John. Instagram and Facebook stopped working, FYI. Thank you. I don't know why it does that. It's just the second or third time it's done that. So that's a bummer. But we're still trucking on through YouTube. Okay, cool. Hey, guys, it looks like Andy's got some cool stuff planned for anybody that's going to come, especially if you bring newcomers. If you bring some new folks, then it looks like he's got something planned. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got cooking, but I cannot wait to see you guys. In fact, I'm pretty pumped about just even the drive over, listening to some stuff. I've got to stop at a property in Pendleton on the way over that I own. I'm going to check it out because I heard there might be some squatters there, so I'm going to go chase some people off if I need to. I'll try to get that on video. But yeah, looking forward to it. Guys, don't forget, there's a big difference between a deal and a lead. You have to have leads in order to get deals, okay? A lead is not a deal. Just last night, we had documents signed on another offer that we made for a property in Cornelius, Oregon. And that property is going to close in mid-December. We should make somewhere between $15,000 to $20,000 on that cash. That'd be free and clear. That's going to be my fee, and I'm going to share that with my partner. But that's a pretty good payday for a little bit of work, right? I've never been to the property, never seen it. She went and walked it, took pictures. She's been out there one time, and this again was a relationship-based lead that came to us. So really good stuff going on. It looks like in our business, looks like we're going to be not only finishing the year pretty strong, but we're going to be kicking off 2026 with multiple projects. And I'm just going to drop this here real quick, and I'll say more about it at the PDX REI Group meetup. For some of you who have been sitting on the sidelines, but you wanted to get involved in a project, but you haven't really wanted to go out and do it on your own, I might have some stuff that's going to be really cool. Some opportunities for people to join in and actually have ownership on one of our projects for as little as $3,000. So I'm working on that. That's all I'm going to say for now, but we've got so many projects coming up, and I just figured, why not make it possible for all of you guys to be able to jump in, invest, and own property with us. So we're going to be putting that together. Sherry says, congrats. Thank you, Sherry. I look forward to seeing you. I hope I'm going to see you Thursday night. I know you got a busy schedule, but look forward to seeing you. But guys, we've got a lot of stuff going on, but it's not just, oh, look at what I've got going. I want you guys to be doing deals. I want you guys to understand that the best deals are usually, in my personal experience, my opinion, usually going to be off market. So if you can get good, and that's going to be a big if, and it's going to be new, and you're going to have to get good at it, which means you're going to have to, you don't get good at something overnight. You try and you fail and you learn and you get up and try again. But if you can get good at finding and sourcing off-market leads, that are actually legitimate deals, then I promise you guys, you will never have any shortage. You will never have any shortage of money, okay? There will always be money for the people that can find and source and secure good off-market leads for real estate investors like myself and others out there. So just keep that in mind, okay? If you want to get started, start getting good at finding off-market deals, all right? Guys, if you're not following me already on the YouTube channel, if you go look at John Buys Houses for Real, the number 4, at John Buys Houses for Real on YouTube. And I got to jump off, got to get to a next appointment. If this was a cool show, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, and share it with somebody. And don't forget, the next big thing on our radar is just coming up. It's going to be Thursday night. Dropping the link one last time, Facebook link right there. Sign up, RSVP, so we know you're coming, so we can buy food. We're going to treat you right. We're going to have a great time. Andy Bauman's going to come in with some kind of surprise. We'll see what happens. But the point is, you guys show up and show out and be there ready to learn, be there ready to meet some people. I promise you, you won't regret it. And I'll be super happy to see you. So until then, God bless. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye now.